What's brown and gray with a green filter? The game that's in the title. That's what. Fallout 3 was Bethesda Game Studios' revival of a dormant RPG series, which many older fans were apprehensive over due to significant gameplay changes from the previous games. I'm going to get it out the way early and say I like Fallout 3. A lot. Actually, I'd class Fallout 3 as one of my favorite games of that generation. And yes, before anyone gets on my case, I had played the previous RPGs years before Fallout 3 was announced, as well as Tactics, as well as Brotherhood of Steel. Yet again, a game I kinda sorta liked. Fallout 3 has a world and atmosphere on a grand scale that its only real rivals out there are its Bethesda contemporaries and Stalker. Some may also say Far Cry 2 falls into that category as well, but that would involve, actually liking Far Cry 2. The war-torn landscape of Washington DC is actually a pretty cool lookout. The game covers urban ruins as well as large stretches of waste, and while the game is often criticized for looking the same, each area really does feel different. In the city, you can stumble across city blocks being patrolled by mutants, raiders, and other foes, even stumbling across large battlefields between mutants and mercenary companies. In the wastes, you can go on for ages without running into anything. It feels more empty, kind of as if a nuclear war cleared out all life from... oh yeah. But in both places you get this almost foreboding sense of loneliness, a sense of wandering in a dead world and doing your best to survive and hopefully find your father. Speaking of said father, he's pretty much the catalyst of the story. In the beginning of the game you're born into the world where you come across your first obstacle, a quiz by Liam Neeson.
Let's see, are you a boy or a girl? You're going to need a name, aren't you? Your mother and I have been talking. What do you think about...
Okay, James, real talk? I've been alive for like 20 seconds. Could you at least wipe all this blood and stuff off me before you start questioning me in words I don't understand yet? Sheesh, some people. You flash forward through various stages of your childhood in the most obnoxious introduction to an RPG. Like when you're a year old and you have to complete the moving and handling tutorial and choosing your stats. I mean, learning to play and read and stuff.
Let's go see if your little friend Amada wants to play.
Yo, James, aren't you forgetting to pick up, your 1-year-old child instead of forcing them to walk long distances? Going for the other stages of the vault, you soon learn that your loving and dutiful father straight up left your ass, leaving you to the mercy of the non-totalitarian, totally nice guy overseer. After the breakout, you find yourself in the wasteland where you're all set to follow the trail of your father. Or, say balls to that and go find the town with the crazy ant lady fighting the giant robots. While I'm talking about Fallout 3, I'd like to address a few things with the game that bugged me in a vain attempt to highlight a major issue that I had, and that would be making Fallout things for the sake of being a Fallout game. And what I mean by that is, here we are in a new place on the other side of the North American continent running into familiar Fallout things, like super mutants, rad scorpions, the Brotherhood of Steel, and, the Enclave, and certain characters who really shouldn't have been in the game. It's unnecessary and feels quite jarring to me. The super mutants have no point of being in this game. It's almost as if they could be replaced by a raider gang. The Enclave are back in force, with no explanation despite being devastated at the apex of Fallout 2. And the Brotherhood of Steel sent a large expedition across the continent who were acting so out of character they might have been replaced by another group entirely.
He called us the United Earth Stand.
Except them. I understand where Bethesda may have been coming from, trying to tie together things with the previous titles in order to appeal to the fans of those games. It was a sweet gesture, but ultimately felt a little excessive and a tad disappointing. When they injected their own spin into the Fallout universe with the Pit and Point Lookout, it felt like Bethesda understood that they could tell a tale in the Fallout universe without having to resort to the previously established lore to prop it up. I could talk for hours about Fallout 3, the side quests, the hidden quests, the secrets, the scope, the dumb little things to do, but I have to draw the line somewhere, especially since it's been 4 years since the game was released. You should have all played it by now. All I can say is for Bethesda's first foray into this universe, I was impressed, and I really hope that when they create Fallout 4, they do so without game-breaking bugs that make it so I can't draw my character's weapon and even reload the previous save, making it so I can't complete the story to properly talk about it in their stupid game! Well everyone, that concludes this installment of Post-Apocalyptia. If you haven't seen my previous one, then I'll be a sport and provide the link on screen. What's a good host for? As always, if you like what you see, then feel free to check out my previous videos. You may get a chuckle or male ovarian cancer. I can't promise which. Anywho, I'll see you folks next time.
He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with